The great thing about gemstones is they're from all over the world.
Yeah.
And when you can't travel the whole world, you can have the world in your pocket. So we wanted to bring Spain to you.
My name is Rob. I write for JTV on the social media team. I've definitely learned a lot about gemstones since working here. I'm no expert, but I certainly know more than I did starting out, that's for sure. This is a quiz now? This is an exam?
Tell us what you know.
I know that I don't know what's in this box. I kind of feel like I'm on the spot. What? Careful, this gem can be treacherous. Should I leave the lid on in that case? What is this? It is brown. It's pretty earthy colored. It's like a little bit more yellow, a little bit more green. That's like a lot lighter than it initially looked. Is this supposed to help me here identify this?
What do you say?
The same stone, but bigger. It's pretty heavy, and it's like I definitely am not gonna do anything with my fingernail as far as scratching it. Could it be a calcite? I know calcite can look like lots of different things. Well, maybe it's a quartz. I don't think it's a diamond. I've got some pretty good ideas of what it's not, but that doesn't really help me. But being that we are on set at JTV, I know that there is an expert around here somewhere who can help me figure out what it is. So if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna find someone qualified. They dragged me into an unboxing and I'm in over my head because I don't know what this is.
Well, I heard you were struggling a little bit. Didn't want you to do that alone. Talk through this with me.
Well, I mean, like immediately, it's very, well, it's kind of heavy actually. It's like lead heavy almost. It's brown, but certain parts are a lot more translucent and are yellower, almost orange in places. Like I said earlier, it's not a diamond, but I don't know what it is.
You have to start there, right? You take what you know in gemology, and sometimes you have to work backwards,
It
right?
does feel like I'm going backwards.
Do you remember what the card said when you unboxed?
Oh, yeah, treacherous. Should I have been wearing gloves? Am I okay?
You're good. This stone has definitely lived up to its name. So it was named for the Greek word for treacherous, which is sphalerite.
Oh, it's sphalerite.
That's right,
Okay.
It's sphalerite. Sphalerite is a very brittle, soft stone. It's about a 3.5 to 4 on the Mohs scale. So you want to be very careful with it. It has 6 planes of perfect cleavage. So you need to be very careful. You can still touch it. Particularly when it comes to fashioning faceted gemstones, because you knock it in the wrong place and you can lose a lot of money.
So the sphalerite that I remember seeing, it was a much brighter, like reddish orange.
The amount of iron in it is what really dictates the color. So the more iron, the darker the sphalerite.
So this one's iron laden.
Iron laden.
I would say.
And we do have a few more that are less iron laden. We took out the best and the brightest for you. So these are all sphalerites.
Wow.
Cut by a famous Spanish lapidary named Igor Gavrilenko. He specializes in sphalerite, which it's so bold because the opportunity to mess up one of these stones is great. What's the first thing you notice?
Well, they're huge. They're really big. And the colors that I can see in them, there's a lot of color.
You said earlier it's definitely not diamond, which it is definitely not diamond.
I'm glad I wasn't wrong.
People love diamonds because of the fire that they give off, and these have 3.5 times more dispersion.
I can see it. Every time I move my head, the colors on the inside change.
It's an amazing stone, but the most fun thing about this stone today, as it pertains to you, Rob, is all of these stones were mined in Spain.
Oh, de verdad? Really?
See?
I was mined in Spain.
Yeah.
And now I know why I'm here. I'm 50% Spanish. My mom was born in Spain. You know that. Some of y'all know that.
What the audience doesn't know is that Robert and his family had to cancel a trip to Spain this spring. So we wanted to bring Spain to you.
Oh,
so we're
well,
gonna
you said it
do
like that.
a tour of Spain. Sphalerite is our first stop.
Okay, cool.
It's mined all around the country. I can't wait to show you more stones from your
España.
ancestral heritage.
This is great.
Rob.
Another box.
Yes.
This is like Christmas. Can I pull out the card?
That would be the first thing to do.
Is this Spanish? Wait, espato fluor? Fluorite? Fluorite? I would say that is fluorite.
Why would you say that?
Well, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but is it cubic? It's, okay, you can see it is like cube soup. I mean, there are tons and tons and tons of cubic formations kind of intermingling with one another.
Fluorite is in the cubic or isometric crystal system. This one is from the Asturias region of Spain. The Asturias region is in the northern part of Spain on the coast. The whole region in general is known for fluorites with really vibrant colors. This specimen is from the Moscana mine. It's just massive. So
Really?
Some estimates say that if you had a loaded truck full of specimens and you're at the furthest end of the mine, it would take you an hour and a half to get to the mouth of the mine. So I mean, think about how big that is.
That's
yeah,
insane.
so I have another fluorite for you. 1, 2, 3, open.
Oh my God.
So this is a 15-pound fluorite from La Viesca, which is in the Asturias region. The fluorites here are known for their phantoms, which essentially is you have a crystal and then you have a crystal grow on top of that crystal. And so if you shine light inside, you can see the cubic structure within the fluorite.
Like another box inside of this very large, and it's like purplish.
Yeah, so they have different colors because radiation is one of the color-causing agents in fluorite. And so when the inner crystal was growing, there was a certain level of radiation that caused one color, and then the growth that occurred on top of that had a different level of
after the fact.
radiation.
This is why I really like fluorite. I mean, it looks like a terraformed alien landscape. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like anything nature would produce. It looks like something a man was like, I've got a crazy idea. I'm gonna build this thing. I can't get over the size of this. Did this one come from Spain as well?
Rob, they're all from Spain. All right, next up, where do you think we're going?
South? I mean, geographically, not like, I'm having a great time.
We're gonna travel east. We're going to the region of La Rioja.
La Rioja, like the wine.
Okay, read.
I get to open it up?
Yeah, you're the guest.
This is Pirita? Pirata. I'm gonna assume this is pyrite. Oh, see, that's still not how I expected it to look though. I mean, they're like dice or something.
Yes, so pyrite, like fluorite, is in the cubic or isometric system.
I can see my face in it. That's how reflective.
Yeah, very metallic.
That's really wild.
So the great thing about having Robert on this episode, gems are from all over the world, and sometimes, to be quite honest, pronunciation is kind of tricky.
Well, I'll do my best. I haven't spoken Spanish regularly in a while, but.
So these are from Navajun.
Navajun. Is there an accent on the U at the end?
Yes.
Navajun.
So that is in the northeast part of Spain.
Okay, I've not heard of it.
That makes sense because it has a population of 16. So it's pretty small.
1,000? 16 people.
1/6.
And they all live in one house.
One house.
And they have a
Real
TV show.
rules.
I would maybe watch that. I bet it's wild.
The crystals here are known for their very sharp edges.
They look machine tooled. I was talking about that with the fluorite. This is even more exceptional.
Yeah, this region is also known for twinned pyrite. So these are called penetration twins. Often twinning happens on bases, but this one you can see that the edge of one is growing into the side of another and not necessarily face to face.
Yeah, it looks like a bad 3D render or something. It looks like a glitch. I didn't realize that Spain produced so many different gemstones and stuff. I knew about the wine and I knew about the food, but I didn't realize that it was so mineral rich.
Spain is amazing. If you look at a geologic map of Spain, it looks like a soup of geologic events, volcanic events, intrusions, subduction events.
It's all
things just
happened
kept happening.
Spain.
It makes for an incredibly diverse gem and mineral.
That's cool. I had no
country.
idea.
I'll be looking for it next time I'm over there. I'll watch the ground carefully while I'm walking around.
We're gonna travel a little bit southeast. Why don't you read the card and see if you can guess where?
Okay. Selenite. There are a lot of cognates in the mineral and gem world. I'm gonna guess that is selenite.
Open the box and see.
how do I approach this?
Quite carefully would be the response to that.
Wow.
The hardness is about a 1.5 to 2, so you can definitely scratch it with your fingernail. So selenite is a variety of gypsum.
Oh, okay.
Gypsum is used in things like drywall, which when I first heard of that, I thought,
Glamorous.
with a 1.5 to 2, and my walls are made of this.
Wait,
but
yeah, that's a good point. I guess it's mixed in with some hardier stuff.
It is. So another variety of selenite is alabaster. A lot of alabaster was used from the Aragon region. That's the region we're in, and shipped to more luxurious places in Europe to be used in sculptures.
Aragon.
Oh my gosh.
Aragon.
I acknowledge I do not speak Spanish. You can correct me on Spanish and I can correct you on your gem knowledge. And we learn from each
Perfect
other and
harmony.
it's perfect. So for this one, we're going a little bit south, back west. And so think of Madrid,
Okay.
which is about central Spain.
I'm there.
And you're gonna go a little bit northeast of Madrid.
Okay. Pull out the card. Oh, from the land of Don Quixote, which is of course de la Mancha. What do we have? Is this like what is this?
Confounding.
Yeah, well, it's like purple, like it's amethyst or something, but it's growing differently, so I don't think it's that. This is bizarre. It's like a tree trunk, but with twinning, right?
See,
I'm
you know
learning.
so
I'm
much,
learning.
Rob. I'm so proud of you. This is Aragonite.
Like Aragon, the region?
Well, it was erroneously named after the region. It was not actually found there. It was found in La Mancha. The interesting thing about this crystal is its pseudo-hexagonal structure. So
I was gonna say it's like kind of like a barrel, but it's like trying to trick me or something.
So it's a series of repeated twinning on the faces. And you can see the striations there where they are facing each other. This is actually part of the orthorhombic crystal system, which if you take a cube and stretch it, that is a visual of the orthorhombic crystal system. This kind of twinning is very indicative of Aragonite in this region.
It almost, if you squint, it almost looks like a windmill.
You have to squint really hard for that one.
That's a Quixote joke.
Also in La Mancha is Almaden, A-L-M-A-D-E-N.
Almaden.
That's actually an Arabic word for the metal. So a third of all the mercury used in the world, purportedly, is from this region, according to UNESCO.
Oh, the more you know.
The more you know.
I had no idea.
I'm excited about this one.
Is this our last box?
This is our last box.
La última caja.
So
Okay.
we are traveling south to a region you're pretty familiar with.
Go on.
I want you to guess.
You want me to? I think it's Andalusia.
That would be the region.
Okay, cool.
Any guesses on what is in the box?
I would have to guess Andalusite because of its. I mean, that's where it gets its name because it's found in the region of Andalusia.
Which is true.
But there's no reason I couldn't be wrong.
Why don't you read the card?
All right, let's see.
That didn't help that much.
Yo
did
soy
it?
de Andalucía. Okay. I'm not, but my mom is. She was born in around Jerez, which is where all the sherry comes from. You know how
Nice.
people say like, oh, well, champagne isn't really champagne unless it comes from Champagne, France. Well, that sherry isn't actually sherry unless it comes from Jerez.
Purist.
There you go. You ever been to a bodega?
See?
Is this Goethite?
Ladies and
Am I right?
gentlemen. Yeah, it's
Very cool.
iridescent Goethite.
Okay. I have to thank Elizabeth for that one, actually.
We all have to thank Elizabeth for a lot.
That's very true. There are so many colors going on. I mean,
Yes,
There's pink,
so
there's orange,
that-
there's blues.
That iridescence is caused by an oxidation process similar to rust.
Yeah, it looks like the surface of like gasoline or something.
The oxide layers cause interference colors, which causes the iridescence, which is beautiful for us to look at.
It's really knobbly. It's a weird formation.
Battery odor is what that's called.
the little spheres.
So you knew what it was called.
Yeah, Goethite.
Do you know where it gets its name?
Yeah, Goethe. I think German scientist, a jack of many trades, but master of also a couple.
A writer like you, we thought, what better way to end it in your ancestral region with a man of similar talents.
Oh, thank you. You don't need to short sell Goethe like that, though. Like this Goethite specimen, yo soy de Andalusia, roughly. So why don't we take a closer look at it?
Sounds great.
Is that, what does that mean? Oh.
Look at the iridescent colors.
I can't see it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Show it to them. I've already seen it. It's beautiful. I'm gonna call my mom and tell her that we've just done an expose on the gemstones of Spain, and then what'll happen is she'll pick up the phone, even though it's midnight over in Spain right now, and she will tell them to keep their eyes on the JTV channel. I think this will be a really special kind of treat. I bet some of them did not know some of these things.
We hope that we gave you a little bit of a taste. Leave a comment below. Let us know if there's anywhere else that you would like to take a tour of.
Ooh, yeah.
I can think of a few places that I'd like to go.
If you're watching from Spain, actually, drop a Spanish flag emoji or like a bull or something down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and do make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos that we put out in the future. Adios.